The hum of the engine was the only sound that accompanied me, as I drove alone on that desolate road flanked by towering trees on either side. The moon's feeble glow struggled to pierce through the dense forest canopy, casting eerie shadows that danced across the asphalt. A cold gust of wind came in through the window, and a shiver ran down my spine, amplified by the solitude and the whispers of the night. As my headlights sliced through the darkness, something caught my eye ahead. An ethereal figure standing in the middle of the road. She was adorned in a flowing white dress that billowed around her like a mist. The contrast between her pale complexion and the night was stark. An otherworldly presence, bathed in an almost supernatural radiance. Curiosity took hold of me, and I found myself easing my foot off the gas pedal, my heart racing as I approached her. The sight was mesmerizing. Her long, ebony hair cascading down her back, her lips a soft shade of rose, and her eyes, large and dark, seemed to hold the secrets of the universe. She was like a mirage, a haunting beauty that tugged at the depths of my soul. The rational part of me cautioned against stopping. After all, it was late, and the setting seemed ripped from the pages of a horror story, but the allure of her beauty was irresistible, a siren's call that beckoned me closer. I pulled over, my heart pounding with anticipation and uncertainty. With cautious steps, I approached her. At first, she appeared pure and untouched by the malevolent darkness that can dwell in such secluded places. Her smile was warm, inviting, a beacon of comfort in the inky blackness. The air was still, almost as if the world held its breath. As I drew nearer, a chilling transformation began. Her radiant countenance started to warp, her features contorting into something sinister. The once inviting smile twisted into a sneer, and her eyes glowed with an unholy light that sent a shiver down my spine. Every inch I closed between us seemed to unveil a deeper malevolence. Fear clawed at my chest, urging me to turn and flee, but I was paralyzed, ensnared by her otherworldly magnetism. The very ground beneath me seemed to shift, a tangible current of malefic energy that pulsed with each heartbeat. Her once white dress began to fray and decay, turning into tattered rags that barely clung to her corrupted form. As if under a spell, I took another step, and with it, the facade of beauty shattered completely. Her skin twisted into an ashen hue, mottled and marred by grotesque deformities. Her eyes elongated into obsidian voids, and her mouth split into a gaping maw lined with jagged teeth. What was once enchantment had morphed into a nightmare. My senses returned to me in a rush, and I stumbled back, a scream caught in my throat. My heart thundered in my chest as I spun around and sprinted toward my car. Panic fueled my movements, and I fumbled with the keys, struggling to unlock the door. Finally, I flung myself into the driver's seat and slammed the door shut. As the engine roared to life, I risked a glance at the rearview mirror. There, on the road, stood the monstrous figure. A chilling embodiment of horror, its malevolence seeping into the very air around it. With trembling hands, I gripped the steering wheel and sped away. The memory of the once beautiful lady in white, now forever tainted by the nightmarish transformation I had witnessed. That night, as I left that forsaken road and the cursed beauty behind, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had narrowly escaped a fate far worse than any darkness the forest held. A reminder that not all that glimmers is gold, and that sometimes the most seductive horrors are the ones that lure you in with a haunting, irresistible allure. In a village draped in the enchantment of old tales and whispered secrets, there lived a girl named Seraphina. Her beauty was a force of nature, captivating the hearts of all who gazed upon her. With hair as dark as midnight and eyes that held the secrets of the universe, she possessed an allure that seemed to cast a spell over those in her presence. Seraphina's beauty was a double-edged sword. She was possessed by an insatiable desire to be the fairest of them all, her soul consumed by a toxic obsession with her own appearance. As envy gnawed at her heart, she began to harbor a sinister secret. She could not bear the thought of anyone being more beautiful than herself. Girls who possessed even a glimpse of beauty beyond her own were marked for doom. They would disappear, their bodies found in the depths of the forest, their once vibrant lives snuffed out by Seraphina's jealousy. The village whispered of her chilling deeds, but fear and fascination kept them from confronting her. One ill-fated day, Seraphina's dark desires led her to commit an act that would change her destiny forever. She encountered a village girl named Isolde, a breathtaking beauty with an innocence that radiated from within. Consumed by her envy, Seraphina's jealousy spiraled out of control. The curse that had taken root in her heart drove her to commit a heinous act. She took Isolde's life, ending the delicate existence of a girl who had done nothing to deserve her fate. Isolde's death sent shockwaves through the village. Among those who grieved for Isolde was a powerful warlock named Darian. Isolde had been his betrothed, a beacon of light in his dark world. Her death shattered his heart, and in his grief, he turned to dark magic for vengeance. Darian's power was unlike any the village had seen. He cast a curse upon Seraphina, twisting her beauty into a horror that would reflect the darkness of her heart. Her once radiant appearance transformed into a spectral form, the Lady in White. Her skin grew pale as moonlight, her eyes became hollow voids, and her once lustrous hair turned ashen. Bound by the curse, the Lady in White was condemned to roam at night, a vengeful spirit forever haunted by her own jealousy and the lives she had taken. She was now a harbinger of sorrow, a chilling reminder of the price of vanity and the dangers of envy. The village lived in fear of the Lady in White, her presence casting a pall over even the most joyous occasions. Her story was whispered by the fireside, a haunting tale of a girl consumed by her own desires and a warlock's curse that sought to balance the scales of justice. The legend of the Lady in White endured, serving as a cautionary tale for generations to come, a reminder that unchecked envy and the pursuit of beauty at any cost can lead to a fate worse than death, a fate of eternal torment and a beauty that hides a heart forever tarnished by darkness.